Hey, this is Mike. I am in Whiteville, North Carolina, visiting Van Underwood, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge Ram, and I'm checking out a 2016 Jeep Compass high altitude. So this is a really neat little crossover that Jeep has. So let's go ahead and check it out. 18-inch aluminum wheels. Really nice looking aluminum wheels with the gray background. And then you have the aluminum showing through, which gives it a really cool look. And you notice this is parts recessed in there. The gray is recessed and then the aluminum is kind of poking out, so that way it makes it even look, give a little bit of a more sporty look. Ventilated disc brakes here in the front. And then you have the drum brakes in the back. Old reliable drum brakes here in the back. Let's take a look at the overall design there. Has a privacy glass in the back. You have the chrome roof racks. So here in the front, you can see it has the chrome 7-slot grille, representing the 7 continents that Jeep has had their vehicles on. So reflector halogen headlights here in the front. You have a little Easter egg there in the center with the little Jeep symbol, which is pretty cool. And then you have the projector halogen fog lights here at the bottom. And I like the way they have the black plastic across the bottom to kind of help out with, you know, maintaining the paint on the vehicle. So if you're doing a lot of driving, that's the area in which the paint will chip off and little rocks and stuff will kick up. And also it just kind of makes it to where you don't have to wash it as often. So this is what the key looks like. It's a little bit traditional. You got the Jeep there on the back, and then you have the lock and unlock button and a panic button down here. But you also have a remote start. So all you have to do is make sure it's locked. Vehicle has to be completely secure. The vehicle, all the doors have to be locked, the hood has to be closed, all that good stuff. So you make sure it's locked, and then you just double tap this remote start button. You just push it twice like you would a mouse or something like that. Double click, and it starts right up. It beeps twice. Now you can turn that feature off to where it doesn't beep before it starts if you want to. And you can also turn it off by pushing it twice again. So now it's off. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and unlock it, make sure it's completely unlocked so we could check it out. So here's the inside of the passenger door, and you have like a brown and black combination colors there with the metallic accent. Little storage pocket there on the door. Big speaker there. All this stuff is soft to the touch, pretty much all over the place. Here. Down there we start getting into some hard plastics. So your seat is a pretty good ways off the floor, so you have a very comfortable seat. Tan, kind of a light brown tan leather seating surface, and then you have the heated perforated area here in the center. See the little perforations there in the leather, which is pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. Now I like the way they have two kind of a glove compartment down here, which you can put whatever you want in there, but then you have this quick access place right here to put some stuff that you want to, you know, set down. It's got a little bit of a lip so it doesn't fall out, but it's easily seen, so that way you can remember to take it with you or whatever. So the back door has a little bit of a hidden handle. It's right here in that black section. There's the inside of the back door, pretty much the same styling as the front. You have a much smaller storage space there in the door, and it's a little bit to the far back, so it's a little bit behind the seat there. So a little bit less usable than the front, but you have some cup holders there in case you have a cup that you want to put down. But look at the floorboard, it's way down in there. You've got this recessed floorboard, and that way you can your knees don't stick up in the air. Now that seat is almost all the way back, but not quite. So it's kind of more of a you know, a more realistic place that you would actually put the seat, so you can see approximately where the legroom would land. So that driver's seat is all the way back, so you can see it's not a whole lot of difference there. So you have the leather seating back here. It's a 60-40 split, so you can fold down one side or the other in case you need a combination of cargo or passenger space. And it's all kind of flat, not much bolstering back here at all, so that way you can slide in and out easier. Now the center passenger, it's a little bit of a problem with the legroom. You'd have to straddle those cup holders there, but you know, it could be utilized by, you know, children or something like that. Now it does have the latch system for car seats, so that way you can put car seats back here and all that. Let's take a look here in the back. You've got a chrome tip exhaust, single exhaust. Have some chrome accents there, and then you have the high altitude badging with the mountain, which is pretty cool. Backup camera, which I'll show you that when we get on the inside. The privacy glass works really well. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what we got in the cargo area. Pretty significant amount of cargo space for a vehicle this size, especially considering you can fold those seats down one by one. You can see the separator is right here, so you can have one side or the other. That way you can have a combination of cargo and passenger space. Little storage cubby here on the right. You have the tie downs on all four corners for tying down cargo. Now you just want to make sure that you don't get these confused. This is for your cargo tie down. This is for your car seat tie down. This is the mats and the antenna and stuff that the dealership's going to install. So under here is your spare tire and tools, and you can utilize some of this space under here for you know, storage or whatever, cargo. Now some vehicles, new vehicles, do not come with a spare tire, so you want to make sure that you are aware of whether your car has a spare tire or not. You have a single dome light back here. You can see the lighting in here. So here is your fuel door, which is on the driver's side, which is extremely convenient. And the cap has this little tether, so when you're pumping gas you don't lose the cap, but you don't want to just let it dangle down and scratch your paint. So they have this neat little hanger there, so that way it makes the cap not touch the paint or whatever, but it keeps the cap out of the way and you don't lose it. So that's a really good design that some people are unaware of. Let's take a look on this side just to kind of give you another point of view. Starting the vehicle without the remote start is pretty simple. I mean, it's traditional. Put the key in, turn it. Let's take a look under the hood. So to open the hood, just a little bit there on the right side of the Jeep name, right below where the P is, you have to put your hand in pretty far in, and there's a little lever that you push to the left. It's right there. And the hood has some weight to it, and it does have the prop there to lift it up. So here is your 2.0 liter, 158 horsepower VVT engine. And you can see there's no plastic cover on this one, but it does have, they utilize some plastic on the actual engine for the intake there, and as well as the valve cover and other things. And your battery is kind of hidden under there. And you notice certain things are color coded. So you have the yellow prop, you have the windshield washer fluid, the antifreeze, engine oil, brake fluid. Those are things that you can actually check on your own. So, you know, they kind of have everything in yellow that you can actually, you know, find it easier, so you can check on it if you need to. So here's the inside of the driver's door. You see it's just like the other side, except for it has a few more buttons. And I just want to mention that these little handles here, you can utilize those for putting stuff, and they have these little rubber trays on the inside, so you can take them out and clean them. So here's your window controls here, and the driver window is the automatic one, so you just one touch up and down. So it's one touch down and you have to hold it to go up. So you can, there's a lock out the rear windows if you need to do that. Your door locks are here, and then your side mirrors are controlled with this little joystick. You just pick a side and you can adjust it. So power seat for the forward and back, but you have the tilt here in the back is manual. Okay, so here we are on the inside. 2016 Jeep Compass, high altitude. So before I go too much further, I want to show you the window sticker so you can use the pause button and get some more information. Okay, so let's take a look at the steering wheel. Really thick steering wheel with the leather wrapped stitch here in the center, in the middle part. And then you have the metallic accented arms there. So here on the right side is your cruise control. You just have to make sure it's turned on by pushing that button. And once it's on, you can set it here, change through your speeds, or you can cancel it. On the left side, you have the step and reset, and that corresponds with this little, where your odometer is now. The vehicle has 2 miles on it. So I'm going to hit the step button. It's going to cycle through. Now it's showing trip A, trip B, 86 degrees Fahrenheit outside. That's the outside temperature, and then it scrolls back to the odometer. So the reset would be for your trips. You can reset your trip there. Now on the back of the steering wheel, here on the right side, we have a volume. So your volume goes up and down right here. So the whole idea is your hands are on the wheel, so your back fingers will be able to quickly change the volume up and down. And then you have a center button which will change to different inputs. So you have satellite radio, you have a hard drive, you have AM, FM, so it'll cycle through that. So that's what your center button will do. And then on the left side of the steering wheel over here, you got a similar same button, except for it does something different. Going up and down will cycle through your stations, and then there's a center button on the back side of the steering wheel which will cycle through your presets. So once you get the hang of it, it's really useful to use your radio while you have your hands on the wheel, which is pretty cool. This is a tilt steering column, no telescoping. And here's your headlight controls. It does have an automatic feature, which is awesome. So you have off, parking lights, headlights on, and then you have automatic right there. Now at any time when you have your headlights on or automatic, you can pull it out to turn on your fog lights, your projector fog lights. Here's your dimmer switches, your dimmer for your interior gauges here. And also, if you go far enough, it will turn on your interior lights. So there's your gauges. So you have your fuel gauge there on the left, far left. And another cool thing about the fuel gauge, it has this little pump that has an arrow pointing to the left, showing you which side your fuel door is on, which is cool. There's your speedometer that goes up to 120 miles per hour. Then your RPMs and your engine coolant temperature. And everything's really easy to read. It has like the chrome dials there, black background and white lettering. So it's simple, easy to read. Okay, so let's take a look at the center stack here. You've got your vents here at the very top, and I like the way these are. You can close them, open them, really easy to manipulate them around. So here's your radio, and it has a touchscreen radio, so you can choose different settings here. And you have the voice recognition system here. So
available options are channel number, next
Help.
Available options are channel number, next station, previous station, list channels, select name, radio menu, main menu, or cancel to exit.
Cancel. So that's what the voice recognition sounds like. So you have the voice recognition there. The Bluetooth phone.
Ready.
Cancel. Once you pair your phone with the system, you'll be able to make and receive calls using that button. But you also have access to your phone book and recent calls and stuff like that. So we got your radio here, AM, FM, satellite radio. Media. This is where you can play music through a disc, and it will play CDs and DVDs. Back here, you can also put music onto a hard drive. So this vehicle has an internal hard drive, a 40 gig internal hard drive, so you could put thousands of songs on there and play them without actually, you know, putting discs in and all that stuff. You also have a USB port right here, so you can play music with a little flash drive, or you can also load files onto the hard drive using that as well. And so there's your traditional volume knob there. You also have an auxiliary input here. So lots of different ways of playing music through the sound system. Go ahead and push menu. This is where you can, you know, actually play, view pictures, which is pretty cool. And you can set up like a background screen right here. So right now it shows a Jeep screen. You can have like a picture of your family or whatever you want there. You can adjust the audio. You have an equalizer, all that cool stuff. My files, this is where you can go and manage the hard drive. So you can, this is where you can see what music you have, what pictures you have. Somebody has told me, I don't know if this is true or not, I haven't tried it, that you can actually put a DVD in here and play like a movie on the screen as long as the vehicle's in park. So I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe if you know, let me know. But that's the main idea behind the radio here. So down here is your climate control. You have your fan speed, you recirculate the air conditioning, there's your temperature and where you want the air to blow, and the center button is for your defroster. And just want to mention, when you turn the rear defroster on, it will also turn on your heated side mirrors. Okay, so you have your heated seat controls down here, and they are 2-stage, so you got high, medium, and off. And then your traction control button is here, so you can turn the traction control off if you need to. Default is always on, and this is if you get stuck or something and you need to spin tires, that kind of thing. 4-way flashers there. You have a 12-volt DC. Now notice it has a key right there. That's letting you know that this is key. When the ignition is on, this will be active. So that's what that's for. Little place to put a pin right here. So here's your shifter. So let's go ahead and put it in reverse. And once you put it in reverse, it'll pop up your backup camera, which is really handy for backing up and, you know, from avoid hitting things. So there's my tripod right there. So we can, go ahead and back up to it so we can see what it looks like. So you can see the tripod is off to the side. So you notice this line right here is showing that it's not directly behind the vehicle. And we can confirm this by looking at the side mirror, and you can see the tripod is outside. So if I were to back up straight, I would not hit it. So that's the whole idea behind the guidelines. Also, you have the red zone. So that's the area you do not want to go into. So let me get back straight. Okay. So here's the shifter. There's neutral, there's drive. So it has this auto stick feature. So if you're driving and you need to change the gear ratio, so this is a CVT transmission, so it's basically a whole bunch of different gear ratios. They call it kind of infinite, but anyways, if you need to change the gear ratio, you can go downshift or upshift by bumping it left or right, which is pretty cool. So if you accidentally bump it, let's say you accidentally bump it and it changes into a lower gear ratio or whatever, you can always push it to the right and hold it, and it'll go back into drive. And that way it'll, you know, cycle through the gear ratios automatically. But you'll know which gear you're in because it'll show you up here. So I'm going to put it back in drive, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So right now we're in drive. If I were to bump it to the left, it shows first gear. If I bump it to the right, it's not really going to do anything because I'm sitting still. But as I'm driving, I can cycle through the gear ratios. It's not going to let you go too far out of range to where it's going to mess up the transmission. So pushing and holding it to the right will go back into drive. So that's how that works. Okay, so we have a little storage pocket down here, a little Jeep Easter egg there, which is awesome. Hand brake, parking brake. You have a little place to store some little pocket there. Cup holders, another little pocket right here. So here's your armrest. It slides forward and back, and it's kind of small, so you're gonna have to fight over it with the passenger if you have a passenger over there. And this lifts up, and you have this small area, I guess, to put a cell phone or whatever you want in there, or checkbook. It's kind of a small place, but you can utilize it for something, I'm sure. And then this lifts up, and then you have a storage pocket here. I don't know if you can see in there. Goes in pretty far. And you have a Edison plug. So it's a 2-prong, just like you would find in your house, except for it's a 2-prong. So you can plug in a laptop or a cell phone. It's a 150 watt, 115 volt power outlet. So that's always handy. Okay, so let's look up here. This is an auto dim rear view mirror. So it's actually auto dimming now because I have the shade over the light sensor back here. But you can turn that feature on and off by pushing this button. So now I'm going to turn it off, and it's going to brighten back up. So that way at nighttime it'll actually keep, you know, people's high beams lights from blinding you and stuff. That's the whole idea there. So up here we've got some tap lights in case we need a quick reading light. And the visor has a mirror in it, and also the visor has the ability to slide out like so. So that way you can get the best position to keep the sun from blinding you. Same thing on that side. So you have this sunroof. So the sunroof has a shade which blocks 100% of the light, which is very good sometimes. Sometimes you want to get some sun in, so you can open it up so that you can have some light shining through. But if you want to open it up and get some air, you can vent it like so, or you can open it up all the way and get a whole bunch of air. And if you don't want any air at all or light, you can just close it up. Okay, so let's take a look at the visibility here in the back. Not too bad. You've got some headrest there, but other than that, you can actually put those seats down if you needed to. You have some glass, some windows there on the side to help out. Plus you have the backup camera, and of course you have your side mirrors, of course. Alright, there you have it, 2016 Jeep Compass, high altitude. Pretty awesome vehicle. So if you have any questions or comments, maybe you've driven a vehicle like this, or if you have any questions that you're thinking about buying one, or you're taking one for a test drive, let me know in the comments. Don't want the information to stop just because the video stopped. I want to have as much information as possible for anybody that happens to stumble across this video. They can have information in the video and in the comment section. That'd be awesome. So thank you for watching, and thank you to Van Underwood Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram here in Whiteville, North Carolina. It's near Wilmington, and I'll see you guys next time.